Good morning. I think you are probably over there to my left. I just realized that I have to mute some stuff. I got an audio confirmation and everything's muted. Good morning, 11 a.m., June 10th, 2023, on a Saturday morning. This is Windows Hive Mind Solutions. That's the name I put on it today. Live stream Saturday, June 10th. And come over to the chat room, say hello to people. Zoom session is open. There's no waiting room. I have the speakers in Zoom set to the Yeti microphone, which means anybody in Zoom should be able to talk to each other without me hearing them and without YouTube hearing them until I go turn all that on. All right. Chat room, 4:53 p.m. yesterday, my time. Bobby Warren was first. Robert took second place at 12:27 a.m., middle of the night, my time. Speedy C takes third place. Brian Lightfoot, I'm here first, but it's for next week's program. Oh, next week's program. Okay, let me try this again. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Let's see. That would be, all right. Good morning. It's 11:01 a.m. on June 17th, 2023. I am Future Doug coming at you from 7 days into the future. Because that's what Brian wanted. No, I'm not going to do that. Tim Sal, got a business luncheon today. I'll watch later. I'll hit the like button. Hope you like the chicken. Yeah, it's probably not chicken. I'm here. That's all that counts. Greg Guy. And, oh, that's right. These other second place, third place, first place, that doesn't count. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that Greg is here. Jeff Raymond, first from Vegas. Tony Walla with a $1.99 super chat and says, good morning. Thank you so much, Tony. Greg M says, another 2-day shipment. Missed the delivery date. Amazon rep says 2-day shipping doesn't mean you will get them in 2 days from ordering. Strange Amazon websites says I will. Amazon will not lie. Ken Stout says he's going to request the Beatles song. Oh, wait, have to explain to Doug number 9. You know what? He misunderstands a lot of things that I say. He thinks he has to explain to me. I think I pretty well understand number 9. It's just because I worded this in an oddball way, he thinks I don't understand. Ken Stout emailed question about view count. Lies, lies, lies. Those are my words. I'm saying that YouTube's lying to him. I think I understand his question. Darren Gilholm, hi, Tony Wallow says, really? Oh, I got a timer that's going to go off once in a while. That's going to keep ringing about every 5 minutes. It's to remind me to relax because I just am too tense. Doug, you're too tense. Chill out, dude. Darren Gilholm, hi, Tony Wallow, really? I said that already. Jeff Ryman to Greg. I've always taken the 2-day shipping to mean that it will arrive under normal circumstances within 2 days from the time it's shipped from the Amazon facility. I found them to be so inconsistent. Sometimes it gets here a lot sooner than they say. Sometimes it takes longer. Stuff happens. Rick Lakes says hello to everyone and says hi to Doug and Ken and what else? John Williams. Hope all is going well with you today. Yes, it is. Thank you. Rick Lakes, John Williams, Jonathan, Greg M. Another shipping. Amazon now says telling me I would get it today was unrealistic. John Williams, I'm feeling my age today. I built a roof over my deck yesterday. All I need to finish is install the shingles. Gonna scan through a little bit quicker here. Ran Israel, Seldon Ball, recovered on its own. Oh, spinning wheel, recovered on its own. That sounds like a song. Cordius, let's see. Jonathan's saying hello to Kate Cordius. William Dawson. I see Mini Doug is ready here, sitting on eyeglass holder right over there. Lawn Dog says, I am here, live Windows training, but unfortunately I have to go because of an appointment. Maybe I will tell you about it later. Oh, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Speedy C says hello. Wintermute, Bill Binder, Rick Lakes, Jonathan, Wintermute, Demeanor, Rick Lakes, Jim, usual late, DVR engaged. Okay, triple click that and come over and say hello to the Zoom room. It'll take me a couple clicks to get you active over there, so hang on a moment. I'm going to unmute on Zoom. I'm going to switch my speakers on Zoom to go back to my headset and turn on my camera over there and turn on my microphone over there and double check and see if I got everything. I think I did. Hello, William.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. Say something again for me.
Hello.
Okay, and I see you on the sound bar, sound meter, or equalizer, whatever we call that thing. I think everybody hears you. So, how are you doing today, William? Do you have any
Okay.
topics?
No, this
Nope. All
see
right.
they
Well, if somebody else shows up, then maybe you can play. No, it's not. I was going to say double solitaire. What's it? What's solitaire called when you play with two people? Can't you play solitaire with two people?
I really don't know.
It seems like there is a way to do, and it's you call it something a little different. I don't remember what. Okay, coming back to chat. Dennis says, repeating my question, did my redirect show up a while ago? I did not notice it, Dennis, but your redirect would doesn't stay on screen for it stays on screen typically about several seconds. I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds. So if I'm not looking at the time, then I don't see it. So I did not happen to notice it. And he said, in repeating his question, did he ask that question earlier? I guess I was kind of scanning through things. Yeah, did my redirect show up a while ago? Yeah, I didn't hit. I started scanning over chat messages. And if I miss somebody else, I'm sorry. Go ahead and put it in again. A card game. Yes, that's double. Solitaire is a normal card game when you play by yourself. And double, there's some kind of double solitaire. You can play with two people, I'm sure. I think. Lawn Dog, P.S. I will listen to the program in the car. I got a new gadget, Bluetooth, or cell. I got a new gadget, cell phone Bluetooth to FM radio adapter works. Pretty good so far. Yeah, I've tried that and I've never been very happy with it for some reason. I don't quite remember what it was. Oh, I know. It would allow me to broadcast music, but not phone conversations. Or was it not YouTube or something? Relax, Doug, relax. Then it says, okay, no problem. Speedy C asks topic number 5. Rick likes topic number 6. Randy Israel, doesn't solitaire imply soul? Yeah, it does. But there is a way to play it. I was so sure there's a way to play it with two people. I don't remember. Yes, Doug, that they can be kind of goofy, but this one works reasonably well. I just need enough audio to hear voices. And maybe the white people in the white coats are going to come if you tell them that you're hearing voices, even if they are not coming from my cell phone. Topic 5 and topic 6. What are those? Topic 5. Alice, explore further. Alice's sluggish Sims 4 game. I don't think we can do that if she doesn't show up because we need some feedback from her. Although we could go look closer at the reports that she sent to me. But at the moment, the things that I feel most promising for Alice is if she can upgrade her memory from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes, delete that cache folder, and reduce the number of sims that she has active at the same time. Now, she did reply to me since, I think it was an email reply, that her current sim, if I'm understanding her reply correctly, has been running since 2019, I think it was. Let me go see if I have that. If that was an email, then I should have it flagged over here for Monday. No. Where was that? Yeah, not that one. Did I not flag it properly? Checking. Oh, maybe it's over here. Doug, you're so organized. Not. Ah, I'm not finding it. It was either in chat or in an email. I'm thinking that I just don't have it flagged right somewhere. That she's been using that same sim since 2019 or even earlier than that. So if it's that same sim that's been running all that time, I think that cache folder has got a lot of obsolete stuff. So deleting that cache folder, cleaning out, it'll recreate. Now somebody asked the question is, doesn't the cache folder make it go help performance? Well, yes, it does. We're not saying to unconfigure the cache folder. It will still be present, but you delete, it's a common thing. Delete the cache, it'll rebuild itself, and you're clearing out all the dead weight. And it's possible that when she deletes that folder, it may just be instantly zippy and fix the problem, even with the 8 gigabytes of memory. Coming back to the chat room. Oh, topic 6. What was topic 6? Topic 6. Exploring Sysinternals, Process Explorer, CPU cores, and threads. And I've had the HWInfo open on Big Beast Build all morning. And I told about this a little bit the other day. I'm just going to give a little bit of an exposure here. And I pointed out that there's these two 100s in the maximum column. There's 2 instances of 100 here and 2 instances of 100 here. It was the same when I showed this to you yesterday. And I've come to realize a rather surprising thing is that these two 100 maxes were both core 6, were both core 6, thread 0 and thread 1. And these two down here were also core 14, thread 0 and thread 1. And it appears that that's happening every time. And this is the case when I restart the computer and I have not opened any programs. I have HWInfo automatically launching when I restart the computer. And those two cores zip right up to 100%. And then occasionally they go up to 100%, and there's 100 right there, and you'll see that goes down real soon. Okay, Doug, relax. And it just repeats that over and over and over. Yesterday, towards the end of the day, I came in and checked, and none of the other cores had shown a 100%. Now I see that core 0 does show 100%. Yesterday, when I showed this to you, I was mentioning this 100% up here, but I didn't realize until the end of yesterday that that is not a core. That is overall for all of the cores. The maximum any of them achieved was 100%. So that's not a unique core. So this is new because yesterday I was saying that there were 5 of them. These 2 here plus this one at the top, that was not a unique core. That was the overall number. So now what I have running, this core has hit 100%, but right now it's down to 3.7, 6.0, 4.5. So there's more on my mind to that topic of looking at sysinternals and process explorers and trying to correlate things between those. That's not the whole conversation about that topic. That's just giving you a little intro into what I'm looking for there. This one works reasonably well. Let's see, subject 4 from William Dawson. So let's go see what he says about subject 4. Paul F. Find an access point or bridge and router for his Caravan mobile home. We talked about that also, I think it was yesterday. And he replied to me by email on that, I believe. Let's go see if I'm... being correct about that. Yes. Bring that up. I have this flag for Monday in case we don't get to it today. He says, thanks, Doug. I was imagining using in-Caravan router to enable multiple users. So I need an access point. This is the phrase I could not remember. And external antenna, I think. Love the little Dougs, by the way. So I thought it could be helpful to him if we go find some Amazon links for appropriate equipment. I don't have any preconceived thoughts in my mind about what to do with that, but I would caution that I don't think we need to be overly expensive about it because he already has good Wi-Fi signal that comes through the window of his Caravan. Putting an antenna on the top, it should be an easy reception. Anything that can be configured to receive that Wi-Fi signal and deliver that signal to the WAN port on a router is going to be sufficient. We don't have to have some special, any of these directional antennas that can go long, long distances. He doesn't need a long, long distance. He already has good Wi-Fi signal to his Caravan. So we put any Wi-Fi antenna up there that can be somehow connected to the WAN port of a router that then has its own Wi-Fi router built into it, I think is going to be plenty sufficient for him. Now, if we do give him an alternative choice of a more high quality directional antenna, that would probably improve the situation even better. Coming back to chat room. Dennis says, number 5, I have the Sims 4, by the way. It's not a very graphics processor intensive game. That's interesting. Is if you have a lot of, now my understanding of the game, and I don't, Dennis, you have it, but how much have you gone into it? My understanding is you can add multiple Sims to your home, and the more Sims that you have running and the longer lifespan they have running and the more tasks that they do, I would expect is going to complicate it for the CPU and memory. And those YouTube videos I showed yesterday showed that people who had a lot of Sims running were running into problems where the Sims would just walk right through another Sim. They're supposed to go around each other. Now, Alice did say that she's got 2 households, I think, and not very many family members in each household. But I'm thinking the length of time, if it's been years of history that those Sims have, that cache folder might be a real significant thing, because it might even know that a lot of this activity is old, but that old activity is still in the cache folder. So delete all that stuff, and we got a fresh, clean slate. Well, William's still all alone over here in the Zoom session. Nobody else coming in to join him. Do you need a deck of cards, William, to play solitaire maybe?
Got some dice.
And you're showing us in the background there something about, I think it was a water heater being installed or something. What is that?
Yeah, that's just one of the videos off the security camera in the back.
Yeah, all right. And your head's kind of covering. There's some worker out there doing something, and
Let's see.
It's just going in a loop. All right, I'll go back to chat. Selden says, I see lots of Google entries for multiplayers. Oh, he's showing us that person now. Yeah. So we probably don't have this person's permission to be displaying him on YouTube. Oh, well.
That's months ago anyways.
All right. Yeah. There's I don't think there's any invasion of privacy there. And Dennis's subject there was for number 5, which was the Sims, right? Yeah. Selden, I see lots of Google entries for multiplayer solitaire. Okay. Where did the Doug walk off to that landed on the desk? And that's a question from William. Well, you see him up on the top there, and he punches the elevator button. The elevator's going down. This is how the little Dougs get around in the house. You got to imagine that being such a little Doug in this big house, it's difficult for them to get around. So we got these elevators, we got conveyor belts, we got moving sidewalks, we got ways for them to be able to get around. So there he's just going down on the first floor. That's all I got to say about that. Alan Barsonis, hello. Daco, I prefer competitive dominoes. Wonderful game. Okay, Cordius Technology. Where did you get those beautiful shelves from? I've been for a couple. What is he saying? I'm looking for the rest of his comment. I guess I've been looking for a couple of them. So I guess he's referring to the shelves in the back. I wouldn't particularly call them beautiful. I got them from a hardware store. It must have been Lowe's or Orchard. I went back on my Amazon entries to see if I ordered them from Amazon, but no, I didn't find them in there anywhere. So I'm sure I just bought them from local hardware stores. And I've got some chrome ones upstairs. Let's see, I've got two chrome ones upstairs. I put wheels on this unit. I added the wheels to it. It didn't come with wheels. And the two upstairs, I added wheels to them. This one on the right, they're nothing special. I just got them from a hardware store. Shouldn't be hard to find. I went also looking on the websites for the hardware stores and couldn't quite find exactly the same units. Dennis says The Sims 4 has a plethora of expansion game stuff packs. Daco Dominoes is wonderful. Kate Cordius, Darren, Daco. Why is my 5-year-old Ryzen 5 CPU not Windows 11 compatible? 5-year-old. Well, it probably doesn't have TPM and is probably not on the Windows 11 compatibility list. I'm not sure why you would expect it to be Windows 11 compatible. That was made before Windows 11 was a thing. Now, you might be making the case that it's not all that old, so why is it obsolete? Well, it's not obsolete yet because Windows 10 is still around for, what do we got, a couple more years? 2.5 more years, I think it is. So by that time, you're getting close to 8 years old. Now, it's not just because at that point in time it's 8 years old. It's because here, in my explanation, my deduction, is that the whole thing that Microsoft was after was improving the security of computers worldwide. And one method of doing that is TPM and, relax. I'm serious about this. I'm way too tense and I don't have a stressful life. I don't understand why I carry so much tension all the time up here. So yeah, the TPM and the secure boot worldwide, that's going to improve the level of security of computers. Now, on an individual basis, you might say, why do I have to be saddled with that? I don't need that. And you're probably right about it. But I'm liking the long-term vision, long-term planning, and preparation. That is my interpretation of what Microsoft is doing here by requiring TPM and secure boot. If your 5-year-old Ryzen doesn't have that, it's not going to meet those needs. And you can still use it if you want to. You could stay on Windows 10 and decide that you don't need to be all that secure and you're willing to risk going without security updates. There might still be security updates for Windows 10. Microsoft has a history of continuing sending out updates beyond the date that they said that they are no longer obligated to provide updates. That cutoff date, it doesn't mean they're going to stop doing updates. It means they are no longer obligated. They might choose to still send out some updates. They've done that in the past. But you can't count on it. You can't bank on it. And you can also run Windows 11 on unsupported hardware if you are that resistant to upgrading to the new, more secure platform. All right, somebody else came into Zoom. Let's see who it is. There's Jim. Hello, Jim. Oh, you got your hands across your chest. You don't like what I just said, did you?
No, I think that's not an issue. Is it Dawko, I think is the name. He and I have had this conversation in other YouTube channel chats. It's a BIOS update and a CPU upgrade. That's all it is.
So he could do a CPU upgrade in his current motherboard.
Yeah, it's an AM4
and a
motherboard.
BIOS update, and he'd be okay. All right. Yeah. And he's still got 2.5 years before that has to happen.
Right. By that time, the 5600G will probably be under $100.
All right. Reasonable. So, do you have anything to bring to the table, Jim?
No. I have my own issues I'm dealing with.
I just want to give you a chance. Coming back to chat. Greg N says, I see Gigabyte is getting some coverage about not honoring warranty on their graphics cards due to cracks in the printed circuit board. All right. I'm not aware of that, but that's not something that I would be looking into because, as you know, I don't build computers. That's part of my work. Let's see. Does he say more about that? Is that a topic that we need to discuss at all? Not honoring warranty on their graphics cards due to cracks in the PCB. So is that on their, is that a manufacturing flaw on the graphics card? Or is he saying that they should be honoring warranty on it? I don't know. Darren's at the pub. Dennis, also Sims 4, there's an unofficial add-ons that can be installed. Yeah, and mods, I was seeing that. So I'm guessing that Alice probably isn't that on that level. But if there's any mods that she's added to the program or add-ons, those could be complicating things, and those could certainly explain why the computer has slowed down over a period of time. But that cache folder, I'm very eager to find out if that improves performance for her, because that makes a lot of sense. Alias Tepe, hello. Ken Stout's going to be there in 10 minutes. That was 10 minutes ago he said that. I think the max number of Sims in a household is 8. And Israel, just to clarify, he wants some sort of Wi-Fi relay, connect to a Wi-Fi network on one side and set up his own Wi-Fi in the Caravan. Yes. Now, what his original question, relax, Doug. I know you don't need to hear me saying that, but I need to hear me saying that because I'm trying to train myself. Let's see, his original question, he was telling us that when he puts his device, I'm assuming a mobile device, in front of the window inside the Caravan, he gets good Wi-Fi signal. When he moves away from the window, it's really bad signal. My response to him, my suggestion to him was to get a Wi-Fi antenna up on top of the Caravan connected to an access point, or get an access point where you can connect an external antenna to it, put it on top of the Caravan, or you can get one of those directional antennas and be higher cost about it. On top of the Caravan.
Doug.
One of those directional antennas. Higher cost. Can I finish my sentence before I take someone else?
Doug. Yeah. In Zoom chat, you'll find a link to Amazon one. Is about $59. It's external receiver and antenna.
In Zoom chat, can you put it into the YouTube chat? I'd rather not have to deal with both. William? Oh, William didn't hear me because I had my microphone muted. Do you hear me now, William?
Yeah.
Okay. You said you put that into Zoom chat?
Yeah.
Can you put it into YouTube chat? It doesn't. I don't want to have to mess with dealing with two chat
So
platforms.
let me just pull it up. I still got it linked.
Okay. Now I'm going to mute you because I want to try to finish my sentence if I can remember what I was saying, because you kind of jumped right in the middle of my sentence. All right. Where was I? Oh yes. What my suggestion was that something has an antenna on top of the roof into a router, and that broadcasts Wi-Fi into the Caravan. I feel like I had something else there that I was going for. Don't remember. And I lost my position here. Totally lost. Multiple players, beautiful shelves. There it is. Randy Israel. Just to clarify, you want some sort of Wi-Fi relay. Connect to a Wi-Fi network on one side, set up his own Wi-Fi in the Caravan. Yeah, fair statement. There's Alice. Hello, Alice. She's with us. We've been talking about your game a bit here, so looking forward to see if you've got some feedback, particularly about that cache folder. Do not trust trees, they are shady. Haha, elevator Doug disappears at times. Oh, well, what's happening there is when I switch over here, it goes down the elevator and goes out and then goes down again, and that's the end of it until I switch to a different scene and then come back. He only does that twice because the elevators only have so much battery power. If he keeps going, it'll wear out the battery. Okay, Cordia says thanks. Regarding what? Oh, there's that stupid. This is back on that stupid thing where I can't scroll up without losing my blue highlight. Okay, Cordius. Oh, the shelves. That's what he was asking about. Hello, everyone. That's good. Chris, built this system I built in 2018, first generation Ryzen. I think it has a way to add a TPM module. Then it says only Ryzen 1000 CPUs are Windows 11 compatible. I know I have a Ryzen 7 1700. It has the TPM compatibility. Oh, Daco says his has TPM compatibility. Is it TPM 2.0? Alias is asking. I will have to look at that motherboard manual. Alias, Daco to Alias. Yes, got that. So I guess he's saying, yes, it's 2.0. Jim, do you confirm that that motherboard is TPM 2.0?
I'm sorry, it's nothing to do with the motherboard.
Oh, it's the CPU.
It's a CPU.
Oh, yeah, because you already said the motherboard's okay, that he needs a new upgraded CPU, right?
It's all that's required. You can buy a TPM module, but at this point, number one, when the TPM first became a requirement, everybody snatched up modules. So the prices went crazy.
All right.
Okay. Good luck finding an actual plug-in module for the motherboard. And if you do find one, it'll probably be either the same price or more expensive than just replacing the CPU.
All right. Ken Stout, hello.
Hello, Doug, William, and Jim.
Yeah.
All right. Bring you back over here.
I'm going to try to get caught up with chat here quicker.
Oh, sure. Goes to being goes
too far behind. Yeah. I want to say hello. That's all.
Well, you usually say, do you have anything to add to the show? And I do, but since you're so stressed today, I won't add anything to the show.
I know you have stuff to add to the show. We got 2 topics in the list of topics for you. We're already going to go there. Are you telling me that you've got more than those?
How stressed do you want to be?
I'll take that as a yes, that you do have more topics.
No, I had 2 comments.
You have
I have 1 comment and a request, in all seriousness.
All right, go ahead.
the comment was I was referring to a Beatles song, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say you're not a big Beatles fan, therefore you wouldn't know about the song number 9.
Yeah.
It's on the Revolution album. That's why I specified number 9. The other thing, you remember all that stuff you sent me a while back?
Yeah.
Can you put it in our folder we have that you created? Because I got it, I downloaded it, I moved it, and this will come as a big shock to Jim. I can't find it.
Now, you left one piece out of there, though.
What was that?
You got it. You downloaded it. You sent a message to me saying that you downloaded it. Therefore, Doug, it's okay for you to delete it now.
Right. And then I
Now
moved
you
it out of
can-
my downloads folder, and I think it's in the fish tank.
All right. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
I appreciate it.
If you don't see that later today, send me an email to remind me.
No hurry.
All
No
right.
hurry. I may find it between now and then, but no hurry.
All right. Yeah,
So-
it's no biggie to redo that.
All right.
All right. Back to chat. I'm going to try to catch up quicker. Dave Hall, hello. Wintermute's giving us something for Tom's Hardware. Let's see, the gigabytes, GPU. Oh, this is about the cracking graphics cards. Greg M. Graphics cards cracking, gigabyte refusing warranty, and a collab with Jay's 2 cents. So this is where he's talking about refusing that warranty. Dave, let's see. Greg M. Said that already. Probably PCB is too thin. Very few of the 2000 Ryzens are Windows 11 compatible. If he had 2600, that would be Chris at Takan. I'm going to wait about an issue I have. Robert, Chris, don't think he's home yet. Now, that was weird. I was able to triple click that and I didn't get that weird stuff in the bottom right that locks me up. Stand corrected. The CPU will probably run just fine, though. That's from Dennis to Jim. It's to do with Zen 2 or something. Alias, he means this. Tom's Hardware. Let's see. Oh, that's just bring us back to that same place. My desktop seems slow on Kroger website. I tried using my laptop. It is fine. Also, the Kroger app loaded fine. I think it may have been my ad blocker. Trying to get through some of these without reading them out loud. My understanding the gigabyte situation is the cracks form next to the retention tab next to its PCI connector, which they blame on user mistreatment. Jay's 2 cents or Northridge Fix both reported. I knew there had to be here. I was able to tag him. Just going to watch today from Chris. Got background noise, lawnmower running. Never mind, I will keep my mouth shut from Rick. Jim, Ryzen CPUs that are Zen 2 compatible for Windows 11. Here, I think Max Sims as a in household is 8. Okay, scanning through these a little bit quicker without reading.
By the way, that list of Ryzen CPUs compatible with 11, 1700 is not on the list.
Okay. So I'm not going to go find it on here. I'm going to accept that you're telling us it's not on the list. Is there Seldon Direct Sims as a game assimilates social interactions, earlier engine versions, simulate building of cities. You can really find really easy what they are just by going to YouTube and search for Sims 4. And it's really easy to get a quick orientation to what it is. And I think SimCity was more about building cities rather than households. There's a tiny URL. Proceed past my block. Oh, that's the CPUs that are supported. Okay, caught it. All right, let's go hang out with Ken Stout a little bit. You can unmute.
Yes, let's go hang out with me. What's on your mind, Doug?
Well, we got a couple topics, and you actually sent an email for one of those topics. The other topic, something that I voluntarily added to the list because of something I saw on your show last night. I'm going to look for that email that you sent this morning.
Not to correct you, but I do believe I sent 2 emails because the first Ken sent the wrong email and forgot to attach the second email. So therefore, he sent the second email to attach what he was supposed to send on the first email. I've so turned into you that it's scaring the holy heck out of me.
Oh, I understand all that completely, everything that you said there. So here's your first email. And you didn't send it just to me. You sent it to a few people. You sent it to, looks like 5 Dougs. But who's counting?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure one of those Dougs understood what I was saying.
Well, you were trying to get your odds up for finding one of them that cared. Says, good morning. I'm a longtime listener, first-time emailer, but I have this issue I cannot figure out. I'm sending 2 photos I took just now, one from YouTube Studio and one from where my fish stream ended. I see there is a difference in view of 6. What are your thoughts of YouTube, Doug, on this? Oh, and you can wait till about 2:30 Eastern Standard Time to discuss on your show because I will not be available until then. Sincerely, first-time emailer. Yeah, right. And then notice there were no attachments. How many of you noticed that? Then come back here, and here's the attachments. Down here it says, hello, Doug and Dougs. I realize I forgot to include pictures. Ha ha, I'm such a Ken sometimes. So here's the first picture. This is showing in YouTube Studio that this fish cam stream is showing 28 views. Streamed on June 10th. That was today. And then going back to the second video, this was at the end of the stream. When he ended the stream, it shows 34 views. Well, I had my own ideas of why this happens, but I thought, well, let's see if ChatGPT has a better wording for it. And yes, indeed it does. Let's see, is it here? Yeah. Here's my question to ChatGPT. Why does the number of live stream views in YouTube Live Studio at the end of a live stream exceed the number of views shown in YouTube Studio? ChatGPT, we need a better name for Chaz. There could be several reasons why the number of live stream views shown in YouTube Live Studio exceeds the number of views shown in YouTube Studio after the live stream is ended. Here are a few possibilities. Real-time versus processed data. YouTube Live Studio provides real-time view counts during the live stream, which may include both actual viewers and automated bots. However, YouTube Studio processes the data after the live stream ends and filters out any invalid or spam views, resulting in potentially lower view count. Second, data synchronization delays. The data displayed in YouTube Studio may take some time to synchronize and update across different systems. It is possible that the view count in YouTube Studio lags behind live stream view count in YouTube Live Studio due to these delays. Now that theory, the way that live views are counted and people viewing from different live stream servers around the world would be an explanation to me why the studio views might be higher than what happens during the live stream. That's not the situation that we have here. It's kind of the reverse way. Data synchronization delays. Okay, how about this? In the YouTube Live Studio, which is happening during the live stream, could be receiving data from multiple different live stream servers. Is it possible that some of those servers are actually the same viewer, meaning a viewer is watching part of the live stream through one of the servers and the rest of the live stream through another server? Is it possible they get handed off to a different server for load balancing purposes? Maybe. Or maybe a viewer is watching part of the show and they go away to another tab and they come back to it again. Is that going to be counted as 2 separate views, or is that going to be counted as 1? During the live stream, in the live stream studio, as it's running, those might be counted as 2 separate views. And then afterwards, the YouTube studio realizes, no, that's the same person. We're going to make that 1 view. And then here's view auditing and filtering. YouTube Studio employs algorithms and systems to audit and filter views to ensure their legitimacy. You had illegitimate viewers. This process can take some time and may result in the removal of certain views from the final count. Live stream view counts shown in YouTube Live Studio may not go through the same level of auditing in real time. Number 4, different counting methods. YouTube Live Studio and YouTube Studio, those are 2 different things, might employ slightly different algorithms or counting methods to track and display live stream views. This discrepancy can lead to variations in the reported view counts between the 2 platforms. And if there are problems, you can go back and focus on this here, these algorithms. You can just blame it on Al Gore. No more politics. It's important to note that these are general possibilities, and the specific reason for the difference in view counts can vary depending upon YouTube's systems, algorithms, as well as individual circumstances of your live stream. What does Ken Stout think about all that gibberish?
Made perfectly good sense to me. Did not understand but about 3 words of that. But we're good. We're good. I get it. I appreciate you looking into it. It kind of makes sense that what you said, what it said.
Yeah. I had all of that was kind of floating in my mind because I've come across this before and I've looked at those things before, and basically I've come to the point of just saying, you know what, numbers from YouTube and numbers from computers there's just a lot of inconsistencies and mix-ups. Right. When I was looking into this cores and threads thing, there's some really strange mislabeling of terms and that whole subject area. All right, who else came in? Wintermute. Hello, Wintermute. Is he there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Good to have you in Zoom. Did you have any subjects or topics to bring?
No, just
all right,
hanging out.
I think since I have Ken Stout here, or since we're on the Ken Stout wagon, I'll go ahead and look at that other Ken Stout subject on here. Let's see, the email question. This one about how to work around or disable live reactions. That's a Ken Stout topic, even though he didn't ask the question, because I saw him messing with that or struggling with that on his stream yesterday. And when I started tinkering around with that this morning and found a solution. And once I saw that, the reason why I put it the Rednecks here, that's Jeff Foxworthy. He has this thing that, I don't know one of his jokes offhand, but he says, if you are such and such, or if you think such and such, so then you are a redneck. Well, it came to my mind is, if you are struggling to, let's see, let's get back to the chat room here. Relax, Doug. See, every time that thing rings, I realize that, oh, my shoulders are all tense. My muscles are all tense here. And I've done this before in my life, where if I set up these timers to keep going off, I will train myself to be more relaxed through my day. So when comments come up here in chat, we like to go over to this 3-dot menu to go look at that person's channel. Well, when this shows up down here, you can't get to the 3-dot menu for somebody's new comment. I got to turn off my picture-in-picture, because when I get out here to the 3-dot menu, this stupid little live reaction things come up. And that's what it's called, live reactions. You can't get to the 3-dot menu like you can up here on these. Well, if you think, here comes the Jeff Foxworthy joke. If you think that you have to come out here to the 3-dot menu in order to get those menu options, then you are a Doug, because you can click anywhere along their message here, you don't have to click out here on the 3 dots. It's the same menu. Click anywhere on their message or on their name or on the time, and you get the same menu. So the joke of that is, if you think you have to go out and click on the 3 dots in order to get that menu, then you are a Doug, because I did think I had to do that. Is that useful or helpful, Ken?
It is. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, let me go a little bit further on that subject, the subject of the live reactions, and go into the live stream, because I want to test this during the live stream today. So I'm going in here to the live stream studio. This is the live stream studio. This is not just the YouTube studio. Once you get to the YouTube studio, then you get into the live stream studio here. I can click on edit and then come to customization. And then here's this live reactions is what it's called. If I remove this check mark here and click save, I think I can turn off those live reactions during the stream. And now if we go over here, we see that they're turned off. So I can turn them off while the stream is running, and I can go back and turn them on again while the stream is running. And save that, and that should have turned them back on. Yep. All right. Did you already know that one, Ken?
No, but I've got a question in what you just did.
Go ahead.
Sean last night was doing a live stream of his guinea pigs. Oh, I don't have his permission. Anyway, I had a viewer that was doing a live stream of his guinea pigs last night, and he was noticing that nobody was saying anything in chat. Well, come to find out, he had clicked made for kids. Yes, it's made for kids, which no chat.
Right.
So I asked him, I said, can you edit it while you're live? Initially, he said no, but I actually did a 5-minute stream and showed him that he should be able to do it. And it was pointed out, which this is very interesting if you think about it. If you don't make it for kids, you can switch it to yes, it's made for kids, and it will change instantly. The question was prepondered in the private stream was, isn't it odd that YouTube would allow that to take place just that quick? They would not take any time to kind of maybe look at the video to see what it's about first.
Yeah, when you're changing it to say it is for kids, I would think then they would be implementing more restrictions and disabling things. Now, right. Can you, once it is set for made for kids, can you switch it back?
Yeah, you can. We demonstrated both. All of mine are always no, not made for kids. And this particular one, we went and changed it from no to yes, and chat went away. We changed it back and chat came back. They were all just instantaneous.
That's interesting and surprising. I think that is odd. It seems like I would expect that would be a feature that should be locked in when you start the video and shouldn't be changeable. But you've shown that it can be changed. So
yes.
Now, okay, so here's the once you finish a live stream, YouTube goes through some evaluation of the stream, and if they found that you've violated any policies, or like if there's copyrighted content, it comes up, and the chat room doesn't show up until after a period of time. So I'm wondering if those settings are not doing so much during the stream, but more after. So go ahead, Ken.
You guys probably thought I was an annoying student in school, but I wasn't. I hated school. Will multiple notifications, copyright notifications, eventually lead to a copyright strike? I'll explain. I got 3 videos that I just did, 2 public and 1 unlisted. All 3 of them got a copyright notification, the little, this does not affect your channel, blah, blah, blah. And let's just say if you get 25 of those, will the AI say, oh, he's got 25 notifications, let's give him a strike?
I think I can prove that to not be the case. I better do that on Baby Beast here.
Oh yeah, it's so reliable.
The reason why I want to go to Baby Beast is because I don't want to change to my Fortnite account while I'm live streaming, although I think I've demonstrated before that I can do that. But I'm going to go ahead and do this on Baby Beast because
While you're looking it up, the caveat to this is it's allegedly, supposedly copyright-free music from the author.
right.
And apparently it's not, because it clearly showed, and I played it this morning, and it's clearly the music on what I demonstrated. So
Yeah. So here's Baby Beast showing the channel content for my Fortnite channel because in Fortnite I am playing copyrighted music. In Fortnite, there's a setting to prevent copyrighted music from playing. Well, that channel is not monetized for me, and I don't really care to ever have it monetized. So you see all these copyright notices here.
yes,
There's tons of them because I've had the copyrighted music turned on for a long time. And some of these copyrighted musics are partially blocked. They're blocked in some countries and regions, but not all of them. So
right.
I've got a ton of them. So my
And
answer,
then, if you go to the copyright and click on or hover over see details, it'll show you what it is.
yeah, and you can find directly in the video where the
Where it's
problem
at.
is, and you can
Right.
go edit the video and mute that portion. And I think Dennis has done that sometimes on his, because his channel is monetized, so he cares about those. My deduction is what makes the significance, what makes the difference between some things being copyright notices and some being copyright violations. What's the other word they use?
Strike.
Strike, copyright strike. Probably has to do with whether the copyright holder has a channel, a method to make money off of it. Because these copyright notifications, any revenue generated from that video will go to those copyright holders. Well, they're happy with making money off of content I created. So it's a win-win for YouTube and for the copyright holder. But for copyright holders who aren't able to earn money off of the video, I suspect that's where it results in a strike. That's just a guess and a deduction. But so far, I haven't had a copyright strike. But to answer your question, if you have a certain quantity of copyright notifications, will that turn into strike? I absolutely say no to that. And I also say no to that because of the verbiage. When they give you a copyright notice, they make it very clear this is not a strike.
Right.
Yeah. So the only place where I'd say that it really has consequence to you is if you ever do wind up monetizing your channel, you will never earn money from those videos unless you go back and fix them.
Right. So the other follow-up sort of kind of question that is, I noticed like a couple weeks ago, I got a couple on another opening I had, and then I'm still playing that same opening for a while, but I'm not getting any more notifications. Does it eventually say, yeah, he's not going to change it, and they ignore it, or what do you think on that?
I don't know. I highly doubt that they're just saying that they're not going to bother with it anymore because the copyright holder still wants to make money from it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, then I won't mute the soundtrack for tonight. Oh, by the way, you need to watch tonight's opening. You can not watch the rest of the show, but
Yeah.
I'm asking that you watch tonight's opening, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Now that doesn't mean I'm going to watch it live.
Well, then,
is that okay? Or are you asking me to watch it live?
Either way is fine. I prefer you watch it live. Actually, if you could live stream you watching it live, because I want to see your reaction.
All right. Well, I'll see what's happening for me around that time, and perhaps. Now, but something else on the subject of copyrighted material. When I come back with trailers, again, I'm intending to include copyrighted content on some of those trailers, because that, as I understand, they are separate videos from the live stream. So if I play a trailer prior to a live stream with copyrighted content, I don't think that's going to affect the copyright status of the live stream. The live stream is the longer content. That's what I care about. The trailers are short. I'm intending to play around with copyrighted content on this channel when I bring trailers back. All right, I'm going to come back over here to chat.
Have I had my 15 minutes of fame?
Are you implying that you have other topics to bring up?
I'm a walking encyclopedia, Doug. I can go on for days.
Well, I'm going to try to find somebody else with topics. Has Alice given us any information about the, I should search for LJ. Any information about deleting that cache folder? I'm really eager to hear about that. Let's see, there she says, hi everyone, there's only 2 comments. Oh, that's not from her, so her name only shows up once. She's only got 1 chat message, nothing else. Alice, do you have any update for us? Maybe she hasn't got around to trying anything that we suggested yet.
I'm going to do it now.
I have a question.
Yes, Jim.
Did we get a rundown on what hardware she's running?
Yes, we did. She sent photos of that. It's 8 gigabytes of RAM and a spinning hard drive, which are the 2 most significant dings. But with that equipment, it used to run much better than it is now. And let's see, I'm looking back for that to bring up those screens so that we can browse through that a little bit more leisurely, because yesterday I just gave very quick appearances and told people that they could pause the video if they want to look at that in more detail. So,
Which day was that video posted? I haven't been watching the dailies in the last couple of days. I've been busy.
Yesterday, I believe, but
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and show these. Here's one. This is Device Manager. There's a Seagate spinning drive. There's the Intel HD Graphics 630. Somebody looked that up and confirmed that it's
embedded graphics.
Embedded in graphics. Now, this is a Lenovo all-in-one, and I saw some conversation, people saying they've never seen a dedicated graphics adapter. Yes, those are available in all-in-ones, but they're not the kind of card that you put into a tower computer. They are incorporated either into the motherboard or it's an add-on to the motherboard, but it's not a device that you can remove from that computer and put into another computer. They're very proprietary when you buy an all-in-one with a graphics.
Yeah, that's gonna be
So you're not gonna upgrade one, but it is possible an all-in-one could have a dedicated graphics.
Yeah, given that it's an all-in-one and you've only got the embedded graphics, which by the way is really not recommended. Yeah, the only thing I can see here that will even remotely improve performance is probably replacing the spinning drive, and that's about the only thing, at least from a hardware standpoint, that I can see is practical here.
So you think the 8 gigabytes of RAM is okay, and she doesn't need to go?
The 8 gigabytes. It's definitely in the recommended specifications. What was the CPU? I didn't notice.
Let's we got that on another photo here.
Okay.
Here we go. i5 7400T, 2.4 gigahertz.
74. Well, okay, so that means this is an all-in-one that's quite old.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Now she did tell. Again, I'm trying to recollect what she said about how recently was it performing better. Let's see, more sluggish over the last few months.
That would tend to indicate to me that maybe the spinning, if it's the original spinning drive, the spinning drive is having issues.
That could be. So checking the health of the spinning drive, testing it with Crystal Disk Mark, see how it's performing. But now this thing about the that cache, I found other Sims 4 people who have reported that they find that they improve performance by deleting that cache folder when it's getting sluggish. So that's first on my list because other Sims 4 players are reporting that as being a solution. And
she responded saying it didn't work.
That may be, but I'm sorry, but the drive is 6 years old. I mean, you're talking about 7th gen Intel. We're currently at 13, so that's
but 3 or 4 months ago, it was still 6 years old.
Yeah, I understand that, but drives go bad at any point.
Yeah, well, if it is bad, yes. I mean, a drive can go. I had one recently that I reported to you on SSD that was bad after 6 months. Yeah, drives can go bad at any point. Just because it's 6 years old now and previously it was 5 years and 9 months old, I'm not ready to say that it's likely the drive could be. But there are definite, and she's also told us, and I tried to go back and find it, but didn't find it. She said how long she's had this sim running, and it was 2019 or earlier that this sim has been running. So that cache folder could have a lot of really obsolete content and be very large.
Yes, it could.
So that is such a quick, easy thing to do.
Right, I understand that. My only caveat to that is that if the drive has been deteriorating and it has been compensating up to a point, it may have reached the point where it's no longer compensating as well. Because
certainly. Now she has given us an answer here. She says, I deleted the folder, but it didn't do anything. It's still slow. I followed the videos. Now I followed the videos. Okay, for deleting that cache folder, I suppose.
Okay. Then I'm going to point back to a 6-year-old spinning hard drive.
All right.
The memory, yes, is an issue, especially if she has an awful lot of elements loading in Sims. That's definitely a problem. Right. But if she's been running all this time and then only over the last couple of months, that would tend to indicate to me that drive is getting to the point where it can't compensate for bad sectors anymore.
That very well could be the case. Now, if that's the case, she should be able to see that in the detailed statistics reported in Crystal Disk Info.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, it won't even take that. If she runs Crystal Disk Info on that drive and immediately gets a yellow flag, done.
Well, sure, but I've seen drives report good on the smart info, but still have high numbers of in some of the bad things. So just that you got a good in the upper left corner, that doesn't mean it's completely good. You still need to look at those details. But if you have a yellow flag, boom, that's time to replace the drive, and of course with an SSD at this point. Now she's got some more stuff that she's said in here, so let's go see what that is. Just one other. The game also freezes on shutdown and doesn't close straight away. That is a big red flag to me about the drive. That behavior. So, Alice, are you acquainted with...
more earlier where she deleted the cache folder and it didn't help?
She told us that she deleted the cache folder and it did not help.
Missed that.
Okay. So, Crystal Disk Info, let's just give a quick rundown on how to do that. Now, of course, I already have it on my computer, but I don't know if she's aware of how to get to that. So search for Crystal Disk Info, go to the website crystalmark.info, and then Every time I look at this, I'm careful about where I go because there's some ways here that it gets you into extra clutter. I think down here on this download button, right? Isn't that the best one for us to go to?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's
Click on that download folder. Yes, and then that gets us to this extra page. We want to download the zip, not the installer. The installer is going to install it on your computer as an installed program. We just want to run it as a standalone program. So click on that zip button and waiting here for it to start download. You could be tempted to go click on something else, but there's a delay here before it starts downloading because they're hoping you'll go click on something else here.
I like Aliaz's comment. It says if it shows red, all I will say is rest in peace, hard drive. He's absolutely correct.
Sure. Okay, so then I like to show in folder. And then go to that folder, right click. Here's the zip file, right click and choose extract all. Now, if you care to move that to some other more appropriate folder on your computer, go ahead and do that. But if you're not acquainted with, if you don't have a place for your utilities and such, you can just go ahead and extract all right here. And this is going to create a folder called Crystal Disk Info. It's the same name as that zip file. So there's going to be a folder that has the same name as the zip file. We're going to go into that folder and launch Crystal Disk Info. And then I'll ask you to send me a photo or a screenshot of this if you don't know what to do with it from there. Now, this is kind of weird the way this appears in my downloads folder because I want for that to show up at the top and it doesn't. So I'm going to sort by name and then look for this Crystal Disk Info. Doggone, this is messing me up again on this. What am I seeing wrong about this, guys? I'm expecting it to create a folder with the same date. So when I'm sorted by date order, I should see it. Date order, I should see it there.
Did it extract to the correct place? Is my question.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, see right here, it's saying that it's extracting to the downloads folder.
Okay.
Do a refresh
By that name. Is it a refresh?
Okay.
Is that what I need?
Well, you can try doing a refresh to see if it pops back up.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Should be there. That's weird.
It should be there. And I've been through this exact scenario before. I don't get why it's not there. Okay, so I'm going to go take it somewhere else.
Folders.
I'm going to cut it from there and put the downloads folder seems to work differently than other folders, and I don't know if that's why what's going on. But I'm going to come down here to my folder called SW Setup, and I'll paste it there. And I'll bet you anything when I extract it from here, it's going to appear the way we expect. It's going to the SW Setup folder.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa. Show extracted files when complete. That's the check mark you probably need to do. And then it will pop up another window.
Well, it'll pop up another window, sure, but the folder should still be present.
Yeah, it should be, but...
So yeah, here's the folder.
There it goes.
Here's the folder, and it shows the correct date. And if I sort by the column in order by date, it shows up here. This is the behavior that we all know and love and expect. And it does not behave that way in the downloads folder. That's just weird. Do other people have that same experience?
No, I don't have that.
Yeah, but do you ever try to extract in the downloads folder?
Yes. All the time.
Oh, you do?
All the time. Yes.
All right. I don't usually do it there. All right, so here launching the Disk Info 64. A is for AMD, right?
I forget what the A means, but yeah, you don't want to run that one.
Answer yes. And where is that showing up? Oh, it showed up here. So here's when we were talking about the yellow, this where it says good 99%, that would be yellow if it detects that your drive is marginal. But even when it shows good here, I have seen some of these numbers being alarming. So what I do is I go down and look at each of these numbers. Anything that has zeros, I'm not concerned. I don't even care reading what it is. And what each of these lines are is different from one make and model of drive to another. Then this one has a number, composite temperature. I don't care about that. If this is showing good temperature readings here, then I don't care about the specific number. Here's a number, available spare. That's not an alarming wording, so I don't care about that. Here's 5, available spare threshold. That doesn't sound alarming. Percentage used, not alarming. Data units read, not alarming. Written, not alarming. Host read, not alarming. Write, not alarming. Busy, not alarming. Power cycles, not alarming. Power on hours. Unsafe shutdowns, not alarming. Media and data integrity errors. I would be concerned if there's a number here. It should be 0. Down here, number of error information log entries. That's just log entries. But this one, is the main hotspots I see here is data integrity errors and critical warnings. No problems there. Now, be sure that you're looking at the correct drive. This is my C, F, and M drive. And then over here at my other drive, I can look at the same thing. And I go through each of these one at a time because they are different from one drive to another. You can just tell by glance here that that list is different than this list. One is longer than the other. This list. One is longer than the other. This list. One is longer than the other.
Yeah, there we go. Gary muted himself.
Right. I muted him.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. How do I do co-host? Isn't it a co-host on the menu? I'd see make host. Jim, are you already a co-host?
No.
So do I choose make host to give you that?
Well, you click on mine, you can do make co-host.
There's no choice there for make co-host. There's only make host.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've got it up on YouTube now. Yeah, I don't have a make co-host.
That's strange.
Yeah, the only menu item on Ken Stout is to put in waiting room. Obviously, people see me showing that menu, and I'm lying about that. Let's see, but Spotlight for everyone, yeah, make host.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if you have to go to the account and change it.
No, maybe there's a security setting somewhere that I don't have set to allow co-hosts. All right, I'm not going to pursue that anymore now because I don't care about that enough. All right, so that was Crystal Disk Info. Now the other thing we want for Alice to do is Crystal Disk Mark. So coming back here to the Crystal Disk Info page, I've often gone back and redone my search because I'm thinking clicking on this icon in the upper left for the Crystal Disk website. I don't know how to maneuver gracefully back to Crystal Disk Mark from here. Now, I'm just going to go search Crystal Disk Mark. And then here's Crystal Disk Mark, and click this download button. The next page, scroll down looking for, here it is. I didn't have to scroll down. Crystal Disk Mark right here. We want the zip version. Wait for it to start downloading. Don't even have to click on that accept button regarding cookies. And then go show in folder. I'm going to right click and cut. And then, do I still have that setup folder? Yeah. Get to my setup folder, right click and paste. Then right click on Crystal Disk Mark, extract all. Accepting that location. My shoulders are tense again. It's a Doug thing. I was diagnosed with an ulcer when I was in junior high school. All right, so here we got crystal disk mark. Make sure you got the right drive selected. And then, shall I do it all? Yeah, click all. It defaults to 5 passes and 1 gigabyte in size, so it takes a while for all of this to run. I'm going to go back and look at chat. We'll come back to that later. I am so far behind on chat, probably. How am I even going to find where I was at? I'm just going to go back and look for oranges. There's the lawnmower running comment. Going to the next orange, Speedy C. Your reactions demo worked well while you're streaming live. The reactions were enabled and disabled correctly. Nice demo. Thank you. Next orange. If Crystal Disk Info shows you red, I will say RN, rest in peace. Ran Israel sort by name to list the folders first, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen in the downloads folder. That's my complaint. Sort by name to get folders first. And I'm expecting to see Crystal Disk Info. There it is. And where, oh, well, the zip file's not still there because I moved it. Is it showing up there now because the zip folder is no longer there to conflict with it? Did I not sort by name back then? I thought I did. Seldom ball, often zip creates the directory with the date that the zip was created by the author. Is that stupid menu showing up again? Yeah, but we looked at the extract folder name, the folder name that it was going to give. There was no date there. ARM64 was the alternate name. I can't even scroll once that menu comes up. Alias Tepe, guess how long this hard drive will last? Oh, he's showing a photo of one that's showing 99%. Oh, wait a minute. This one says bad and 99%.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. That's weird. It's an SSD too, so God only knows what that's going on with that one.
Yeah.
Under warranty.
Well, now Crystal Disk Info over here on my drive is not showing a percent. Oh, here oh, this is my SSD showing a percentage. My spinning drive doesn't show a percentage.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's an SSD thing, but it's showing 99% and good. And this one is showing 99% and bad. Now let's go look at the numbers. Critical warning is only a 1. And then go down to the number of error information log entries is 0. Where's the other bad things? I'm just scanning through it. I don't quite recognize.
Integrity errors.
Composite temperature, available spare, percentage use, available threshold, data units written, read, host read, write, controller busy, power cycles, power on. Wintermeat, were you saying there's something that's showing a number?
Just looking at media and data integrity errors is 0.
Yeah, it's 0. All of these numbers are pretty decent. The only thing here of any concern whatsoever is critical warning 1.
Yeah.
So 99% and bad and temperature okay. Yeah, this is a mystery. Now, of course, the next thing we want to see is the crystal disk mark, what it shows. Now, I've got this SSD over here that I'm probably could have queued up to do in any of these shows, but this is that one that I reported that it was installed around October, November of 2022, and in May of 2023, I found it to be defective, and this one was having a write speed of around 2 or 3 megabits per second, which is
that's an impressive drop.
disastrous.
That'd be another word for it.
Yeah, and what was happening, the behavior of this computer is it was totally unusable. And the user had been reporting it being sluggish in prior days, and I went and did some work on it on the computer without running a crystal disk mark test, um, and did some things that I thought was going to help the speed. And then I asked her the next day how it was, and is it better? And she says, no, if anything, it's worse. And she actually could not get through the workday on that day. She wound up going to another computer. I drove out and picked up the computer and I put it in a new drive. And did I? I tried to remember whether I did a backup image and restore, or did I do a fresh install? I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look that up. Yeah, I don't remember. I want to say that I did an image and restore and it worked well. All right, where am I at? Okay, so go back and look and see how my crystal disk mark did. Where is it in all that mess? Oh, over here. Yeah, so there's my numbers on that drive. That is a M.2. It's the one that Carrie put in. It's an 8 terabyte drive. And I don't know if those numbers are okay for that. Jim, you're probably going to be able to tell me that.
I got to make it full screen. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
All right. So MS Info 32 to get more information. Oh, no. Crystal Disk Info tells us what it is, right?
Yes. But either way, I mean,
yeah,
it's fine.
All right.
People obsess about speed, and I'm just like, I don't understand.
No,
you're chasing benchmarks, and it's not going to make any difference.
No, the only place that I'm realizing that I'm not understanding well enough is recently on a couple of Carrie's shows, it was like a 1,000 megabits per second too low, and he did some fix or change and got it up. I mean, it was like a 30-40% improvement. But these minor numbers, I don't care about.
Yeah, I mean, if the drive's not doing what it's supposed to do, that's one thing. That I completely agree that you need to fix those problems. But my point is that whether you've got a Gen 4 or you got a Gen 3, it's not going to make a whole hell of a lot of difference.
Yeah, but there are numbers.
There
are numbers that you'll recognize better than I do. For instance, one that was really a little bit comical is I showed crystal disk marks on a spinning hard drive of 300 some odd megabits per second, and your reaction was that can't be a spinning drive. Well, what was going on is I had changed the numbers of the test down to 1 and I don't know what I did. It might have been as low as 16 megabits.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it was. Is you had a very small file size, which never exceeded the cache of the drive.
Yeah, yeah. And you explained that, and I said, "Oh, okay, I won't do that anymore."
And I re-verified that, by the way, because I just upgraded the LAN to 2.5 gigabit, and the write speed to my NAS actually barely moved. And part of the reason is because now the original 1 gigabit LAN, which by the way translates to 125 megabytes per second transfer speed, the LAN speed was throttling the transfer down to a rate that the drives could handle without any problem. Now I've increased the LAN speed by essentially 2.5. And now I'm trying to shove data into the NAS box faster than the cache on the drives can handle. So my speed barely creeped up at all.
Okay.
For writing. For reading, it's great. I doubled my read speed off the NAS without any problem.
All right. Gary Weisenberger, I don't believe I've said hello to you yet. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
How's,
Do you have any comments, questions, observations to bring to the table?
I think if you're still talking about the Sims 4,
Yeah, sure.
the problem is that it needs direct draw or open one of the 11. And on that card, you're going to get about 7 frames per second, and that's why it's slow. My wife loves The Sims. It's the only game she plays.
Okay, well, that description sounds like that should have been a problem for a long time.
It should have been, but you don't know what a programmer did a month or two ago and downloaded it because I think that's a EA or a Steam game.
It's EA.
Yeah.
And but that brings up a good point too. Is any updates or supposed improvements in the game itself could be causing her equipment deficiencies to be more noticeable.
And
yes?
Windows. I mean,
and Windows itself. Yeah, sure.
Windows keeps getting bigger. I mean, I know she's probably on Windows 10, but there's updates every month.
Yeah, yeah. So and the question, the argument could be responded with, well, why would it slow that much over that short period of time? And my response to that is all of the prior Windows updates. Let's just say let's say that if the problem was something that happened in Windows updates that's causing the problem now, 2 things that I would blame that on. If we were to prove that it was a Windows update that caused the extra sluggishness, it would be because it reached a threshold. The program was able to operate, had enough elbow room to run, but then these updates got to a point where it reached a certain threshold, and now there's something that is tapped out as far as the program's ability to run on that equipment within the Windows environment. The other thing that I look at is some update that came along might be causing some unintended consequence, some glitch or bug or something conflicting with each other that doesn't affect everybody out there, but a subset of computers, and is causing sluggishness for her. Now, I'm not at the point where I'm convinced that that's what's going on with the computer, but we don't know what's truly going on, and it could be a combination of smaller troubles adding up to cause the overall effect.
I mean, that's what I think, because it is working, but just fairly slow is what I'm hearing, correct?
And we don't know what that slowness is or how it is being manifested. As I was looking through those videos of other people having trouble with Sims 4, one of the common things that was going on is a simulation of one character walking a certain direction. If the hardware is not keeping up well enough, it'll walk right through another person or right through a wall, something that shouldn't happen. And that happens when the hardware is not keeping up with the requirements of that particular simulation. An individual character in the home or on the outside the home, but the individual character is a simulation. A dog in the home is a simulation. All these different things that can be happening, each one, as I understand it, is a individual simulation. And if they're doing things that should not have happened, that's an indication that the computer is not keeping up with the simulation. Now, we don't know that that is what she's reporting as sluggishness. It could be, I don't know, a menu that doesn't come up, or she switches to a different program and it takes a long time to switch, and maybe the simulations are working fine. I don't think we've had a really good detailed description of what is the sluggishness. In my experience with asking people, what is sluggish? The usual response that I get back is everything. And then I start asking them some details. All right, if you click on the start button, does it take a long time for the start menu to appear? No, that's not it. How about if you click on one of your other open programs that is open on the taskbar and you switch to that? Does it take a long time for that to appear? No, that's not what's sluggish. So I start asking them some detailed questions and can finally narrow down what is the sluggishness. And then if I ask them, show me the sluggishness, I walk over to their computer, show me sluggishness, and they start kind of looking around and, oh, well, okay, now, and they don't really have any idea of what they can click on right now to show me sluggishness, because it's just their sense of it. They have occasions when they go to do something and that something takes a long time to come up, and now they feel everything is sluggish all the time, but it's not. So we got to get to a point where show me sluggishness. There's always something there. They just haven't identified how to recreate it, how to show it. And sometimes you can't recreate it. Sometimes it is truly random and different things that happen at different points in their usage. But without getting something nailed down, seeing something, it's hard to do anything about it. Come back to chat. Still looks like, am I caught up? Really? No, it jumped on. Oh, there we go. Low-end NVMe drive times 2 instead of 4 PCI lanes. That's from Rand to me. That seems to be a low-end NVMe drive times 2. I think he's talking about my drive, which I would say yes. Because it was an 8 terabyte drive, it was.
He's talking about the bad one, I think.
Oh, the bad one?
Yeah.
Low-end NVMe drive. That would be. Don't I still have that up here somewhere? Here. Yeah. Firmware BT, serial number NVMe. This doesn't. Oh, BioStar. 512 gigabyte.
PCI 3 X2.
Okay.
Transfer
Oh, that's what he's referring to. Yeah. Well, now, doesn't one of these numbers refer to the bus on the motherboard rather than the actual drive itself? I thought one of these refers to the transfer mode of the drive, and the other is the transfer mode of the.
One is the current, and one is what it's capable of. The first one is the current, what it's using, and the second one is what it's capable of, I think.
Well, I would say that current would mean if the current is lower than it's capable of, that it's lower than it's capable of because of the motherboard.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the PCI transfer mode capabilities of the motherboard and the PCI transfer mode capabilities of the drive. And I don't know which is which. You just kind of implied the first one would be the motherboard because you said that's current.
Yeah.
And the right-hand side is the potential of the drive, or could the right-hand side be the potential of the motherboard if the drive is lower capability than the motherboard? Like I say, I don't know. I just heard a doorbell as if somebody else came in, but I'm seeing the same people. Did somebody else? I don't have the
Jim left and came back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm having some sort of issue. I've lost audio in one of my sources, so I thought maybe had to restart Zoom, but that hasn't fixed it. So I'm just continue on.
All right. I do have a redirect set up for Carrie's show that starts in 20 minutes. And I have some further conversation about redirects that I think Ken will be interested in. But let's see. I will run this. Oh, Alice says I will run this and send you the screenshots. Thank you, Doug. You are certainly welcome, Alice. And please keep keep working with us on this because we are very interested in the experience and trying to help find a solution for it. Gen 3 NVMe drive. Personally, I would not care if the NVMe drive was operating at 7,000 or 5,000. Yes, and I agree with that too, because any of the large file sizes that I deal with, I'm not concerned about the difference in time that it takes to finish an operation. There's Ryan, hello. Probably wrong, but slowness on the computer could be a virus or malware. Well, yes, certainly it could be. Bobby Warren, hello. And we're just pursuing ideas as we come across them. Let Alice try out the things that we're suggesting. And now, actually, let me diss that a little bit. Could it be a virus or malware? Yes, it could be. It's possible. My reluctance to pursue that path is that since Windows 10 came along, I think I had maybe a little bit of malware I dealt with in the first few months of Windows 10, but I have had so little performance issues attributed to virus or malware on Windows 10. It's been such a long time. I just, it's like a thing of the past to me. I never come across that anymore. I do come across occasions where, like, I think I've got a malware report in Windows Defender here that I can show you that I have on Big Beast Build. If I go to protection history here, this app has been blocked. April 22nd, 2022. Doug, that's pretty recent in the experience of Windows 10. How did you have something that was blocked so recently? Well, let me click on this and show you what it was. Here it was, this app was removed from this device, and it was in a folder called Bob Carlson from old documents and settings. This was, Bob Carlson was on a live stream on this channel, and I was helping him with his computer stuff. And at some point along the line, I had some OneDrive content from his OneDrive copied onto my computer. And there was a file in there called Tiny Umbrella Setup that had potentially unwanted behavior. And that was blocked. It was not something that came to my computer by virtue of my activities. That's the only thing I have to show you. Looking for the orange items. The drive in the screenshot is what Rand was referring to. Both the numbers refer to the drive capability. Okay, now explain to me, though, how are there two different things? If those numbers only refer to the drive itself and is not dependent upon the capabilities of the drive capabilities, the storage capabilities of the motherboard, why are there two different numbers? How is a drive alone by itself, independent of a motherboard, how is it capable of one number and reality is a different number? I don't get that. And I have seen significantly different numbers that I attributed it to a difference in the storage capability channels of the motherboard versus the drive. Ran Israel, you seem to be saying that that's only has to do with the drive. So here what he says, for example, if you were to connect a SATA 3 drive to a SATA 2 port, Crystal Disk Info would reflect that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The motherboard supposedly has a SATA 2 port. The drive is a SATA 3. That means those two numbers, one refers to the drive, one refers to the motherboard. That's exactly what you're saying here. You're saying exactly what I'm saying, which differs from saying that both the numbers refer to the drive. No, they do not. One of those numbers refers to the drive. One of those numbers refers to the SATA port or M.2 port, whatever it is, of the motherboard. Crystal Disk Mark Software, is this giving us an explanation about the differences?
Yep.
Transfer mode.
You have to scroll down to transfer mode.
Let's see, am I down there to it yet? Transfer mode here, format, current transfer mode, supported transfer mode. So I would think this means the supported transfer mode would be the drives, the capability of the drive. Current transfer mode is what it's limited to by the motherboard. That's the way I would interpret that. Anybody else? No response from the Zoomers.
Yeah, you could say it that way. I mean, it's just what it's currently running. What it's currently running at is current transfer mode. And why it's doing that because the motherboard can't support something higher.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes. So it's doing that because limitation of the motherboard.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, that description says it doesn't work the other way around, meaning if you have a drive that is lower capability than the motherboard, then these two sides should match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to tell you that the motherboard is capable of more. Agreed? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have a drive that has lower capability than the motherboard, this is showing the drive's capability on the right, the left-hand side, the current capability, meaning this is not telling us what the motherboard is capable of. You'd have to go look somewhere else to find out if you could put in or if you would benefit from a higher capability drive.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right. And that's all stuff that I never deal with in my work with my clients.
Almost nobody does.
Nah, that's why there's not a lot of answers about this. Both numbers refer to the drive. You're right, I haven't seen many viruses since Windows 10 from Ryan. Ran Israel, for example, if you were to connect, say, and that's why I never turn first towards doing scans. Ran Israel, for example, if you were to connect SATA 3 drive to SATA 2 port, would reflect that. Yeah. My experience is the same as Jim's. The first number is the motherboard's capability. Disagree. That's not what we're saying now. That's what I was hoping would be the case. Because if we're, that stupid thing. Get out of my way. Because if it was truly, that's what I'd prefer it to be. I'd prefer the first number to be saying the motherboard's capability, the second number to be showing me that the drive's capability, but that's not what we're seeing on Crystal Disk Smart's website. They're saying the right-hand number is the drive's capability, the left-hand side is the current performance. The motherboard might be capable of more than that. The second is the drive. So Selden Ball, will you concede that no, this is not the motherboard's capability, this is the current configuration? One number says the drive currently does, the other says it can do under ideal configuration. Yeah, that's what I'm understanding at this point. When do you have more stuff to do? Don't need that. You could phrase it like that. The drive could also be limited. Rand says agreed. Yeah, so he is agreeing with that. I'm not interested in pizza. Not interested there. Well, let's see. What is he? This is talking about computer stuff. I have to look at my dad's computer later to check if they have any viruses. Really? I don't go check any computers to see if they have viruses. Windows is doing that automatically in the background. If you're using Windows Defender, which all my clients are except for one that has one of their employees is kind of a techie, so he is using a paid antivirus product that he has to go maintain. Once in a while, he has to go renew the subscription, install the updates, and so forth. I don't have to do that with any of my other clients.
No, I can't remember the last time I've had to deal with a serious virus since Windows 10 has been available.
Right, agreed. And I think part of the reason for that, part of the reason is Windows 10 is better, but I think more significantly, the bad guys who are creating viruses have better ways to cause trouble. They're more, I think they're more interested in scams and ransomware and viruses and malware. I don't think is as attractive to the criminals as it used to be. Hello, Tim Sowell.
Hello. Just got back from my little meeting.
Mm-hmm. How is the food?
Oh, wonderful. You won't believe where I went to eat.
Where'd you go?
Grill Masters.
Grill Masters.
Yeah, they used to cater to our club sometimes.
Oh, all right. I knew I recognized the name, but I don't think I've ever been to their location.
They're on Clovis Avenue, right across the street from that cart school that you
Oh,
used
all
to go
right.
to a lot.
Sure, sure. All right. Did you have any questions or comments before I go back to chat?
No, I don't.
All right. There's Dad's computer. Ken says his hand is getting tired. Yeah, your hand is way off.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do
Hand's not going to get there for me. Oh, dude. Thank you, Jim.
it.
All right, Ken.
Just trying to save you some work, but hey, if my hand is way off, then my hand is way off. I found the files. Before you ask, I used the DougBetts methodology of rabbit holes, and I found them all.
Oh, the files that you were missing that I was going to send to you later today, or that I was going to forget to send to you later today. All right.
Yep, we're good.
So that's off my list. Rand, Bobby, messing with me, can't style. Dennis, I left a comment in your Fortnite chat for tonight. Can discuss it later. Okay. Yes, here's something here about SATA. I have a SATA 3 drive plugged into SATA 2 port. Oh, good. Yeah. Crystal Disk Info says SATA 306. That's exactly what I would expect based upon what we've been discussing here. The drive is capable of 600. It's currently running at 300. And you can deduce that that's because of a limitation of the motherboard, which he's telling us is a SATA 2 port, which is what SATA 300 means. It's a SATA 2 port. Now, let's suppose it was the other way around. Let's suppose he had a SATA 2 drive, and this side would be showing us SATA 300. And he had a motherboard that has a SATA 3 port. This side would be showing SATA 300. It shows SATA 300 on both sides. We wouldn't have any clue that his motherboard is capable of faster. By virtue of Crystal Disk Info, you would have to know to go look elsewhere to find out. Food. Yes, Carrie has a live stream. I have a redirect set to it, so I'm going to go talk about my current theory about redirects. I am currently of the opinion, well, where is it? Over here. Okay, so here's today's live stream. It's going to do a picture-in-picture, a mirroring effect here in a moment. But this switch here for autoplay is off. I think that's totally irrelevant in terms of redirect. I previously had thought that it was relevant. I think all this does is when you reach the end of the video, if there is no redirect set, then what YouTube's going to do is it's going to automatically start playing the next video and its suggested videos for you. And I don't think it has anything to do with when I have a redirect set up. And I think even the term auto redirect is misleading and irrelevant. I don't think there's any place that we actually see YouTube showing the word auto redirect. When I go into the configuration of today's live stream, there is an option down here for redirect. It's not called auto redirect. It's just redirect. And I think what happens, possibly the reason why we're having different experiences with it, where some people report that they got redirected, others are saying they did not get redirected, is that, and I'd like for us to test this. I haven't been able to test it myself. Is that if you have the red dot for live, and you don't click to pause the video, and you don't click the 3 dots on that blue thing that shows up here at the top, you can click the 3 dots and choose dismiss if you don't want to be redirected. If you don't do that, I think you will get redirected. It will take you off to the new show when YouTube realizes that the live stream is done. Now today, I intend to end the stream using this end stream button here. I'll click on that, and then I'll give you a countdown when I'm going to click on this end button. And when I click that in button, I think you would very quickly be sent off to Carrie's show. I don't know if it's instantaneous or if there's a little bit of a delay. I'm
It's
curious
2
about
minutes.
that. You're saying 2 minutes before you actually get
I
sent over?
tested it the other day. It's 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm not convinced that you tested it the way I want it tested.
Well, that's possible, but
Okay, because I don't know the details about your test. Had you paused the video? Were you in DVR mode?
not in DVR, was live. I did not pause it. So you're saying pause it and then you ought to be option to not be redirected?
Yeah, I'm saying if you pause it, if you scroll back here in DVR mode and pause it,
Okay.
I do not think you'll get redirected. I think you'll have a prompt telling you people are going there so that you could click on it. But I do this all the time. I do this routinely. I want to be able to still read the chat messages. I don't want to get redirected. So on my show, I routinely move the DVR back and pause it. Now, sometimes I do that after I have clicked to end the live stream in XSplit. But if I end the live stream over here in YouTube Studio, I don't think I'm able to do that. I think I get pushed on to the new show and I lose my chat, except that if I have popped out chat, it'll still be here.
Yeah.
Now this
I'll test your theory. I've got it paused right now, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. And if other people can have it, the red dot for live, and see if you get kicked over to Carrie's show as soon as, immediately when I click that that in stream button. Now, but something else I want to point out that's only useful to people like Ken and me is if I restore chat here, does that mean chat is no longer popped out? I used to think it did, but no, it doesn't. So here's my popped out chat. If I click restore chat here, this will restore the chat window. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Come on. Come on.
I always find if you click live chat, it comes back quicker.
Yeah, that's what I just did. I've typically found it. I haven't had to do that, but anyway, now I'm going to go Alt Tab and show that I am wrong. I swear I've had this at work before. Now I'm on live chat. Maybe this makes a difference. Pop out chat. There's the popped out chat. Come back here and restore chat. Here it's back. And the pop out chat is not there. Doug's a liar. There's just no way around it. I promise you, I've been able to do this where I had chat popped out and I was able to restore chat and still had the popped out chat. Arrgh. All right.
Brian, people like kidding me.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this now because I don't want to lose the chat in case I want to catch up with anything. Then it says, autoplay usually starts the next video in a playlist when enabled. That's exactly my observation. That's exactly what I believe to be the case. And I used to think that that controlled whether you were going to be redirected to the show that is configured by the current live stream. And now I don't think that because many people have reported that they've been redirected even when they have autoplay turned off. Ryan, was that the red that said bad in Crystal Disk Info? The red that said bad in Crystal Disk Info was something that somebody showed us from a website. It was not on any of my drives or Alice's drive. Oh, that's on another tab over here somewhere.
Hey, Doug, before you go real quick, I haven't paused. So while I'm paused, you're expecting that I'll get a box that pops up that says I cannot go there or after I restart it? I just want to make sure.
I'm expecting that when the live stream ends, if you have the video paused, you'll get a blue box up here saying something to the effect of everyone's going to watch Carrie's live stream, and you would have to click on that to get sent over there. If you stay paused, then you're not going to get sent there. But if you're on this red live and you're playing and you don't click in the chat room to type a chat message, then you will get sent to the new show, is my theory.
Gotcha.
I have a question.
Yes, Tim.
Do you know when he's going to do the managed switch?
Is that the show today? He
No.
said no. He said it was likely going to be a Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
That would be cool to watch.
Yeah.
Tonight he's going to upgrade his a NAS, more memory in that.
Right. Memory in a NAS. Here it is, which is just going to be starting right soon here. So once it actually starts, I'll shut down this live stream. It's not started yet. And I think his audio is going to be on. Let's see. Have I caught everything that's in orange?
He's upgraded at 2.5 gigabyte like Jim just did.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Ryan, thank you for the $1.10 super chat. I've been scrolling up and down. I think I neglected to mention that. And then if I go up here to fan funding, that'll show me all of the fan fundings that has happened. So again, thank you to Tony and Ryan. Let's see, go back to live chat. Make sure that I am paused. Oh, looks like he just went live. I am paused. Yep, there he's going live. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. You're going to be able to watch me do this click. So I click in stream here. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go enjoy Carrie's show.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Oh, yeah.
You too.
All right. Well, I didn't get to switch over to. All right. There I'm back on Zoom. All right. Goodbyes again.
Goodbyes again.
And
Bye
then
again.
Goodbye.
here we go. Clicking
So I've got this
end in
recorded.
3, 2, 1, 0. Click.